There is a reflex most men never question. When accused, they explain. When misrepresented, they correct. When attacked, they defend. And every time they do, they lose power. Because reputation is not protected by defense. It is protected by position. Powerful men understand something deeply uncomfortable. The moment you rush to defend your name, you admit that other people's opinions have authority over you. And authority never begs. You have felt this before. Someone questions your motives. Someone hints at your incompetence. Someone spreads a quiet doubt about you. Your chest tightens, your mind races. You want to clarify. You want to set the record straight. That urge is not justice. It is fear. Fear that the narrative is slipping out of your hands. But Machiavelli warned that men do not judge truth. They judge signals. And defense is a signal of weakness. Not because the accusation is true, but because you reacted. Powerful men know this. Reputation is not built by rebuttal. It is built by consistent outcomes and visible indifference. The crowd is not a court of law. It is a market. And markets do not reward explanations. They reward confidence. When you explain yourself, you elevate the accuser to your level. You imply they are worthy of a response. You invite comparison. You open a debate. Debate is poison to authority. Authority does not argue. Authority stands. Think carefully. When a king is accused by a peasant, does he hold a press conference? No. His silence reminds everyone who has power and who does not. Machiavelli understood that reputation is a secondary effect. It follows power. It does not create it. Men who obsess over defending their image usually lack real leverage. They compensate with words. They attempt to repair perception instead of strengthening position. This is why the most powerful figures often look calm while rumors swirl around them. They let others talk. They let enemies expose themselves. They let time do the work. Because defending your reputation too early locks you into a frame you did not choose. Here is the brutal truth. Most accusations die on their own, unless you breathe life into them. When you respond emotionally, you amplify the attack. When you explain defensively, you validate suspicion. When you justify, you look guilty, even when you are not. The crowd thinks, if he is innocent, why is he trying so hard? Powerful men know this psychology instinctively. They allow noise. They allow misunderstanding. They allow tension. Because silence under pressure communicates strength more loudly than any speech. This is not passivity, it is strategy. Defense is reactive. Power is selective. The man who defends everything controls nothing. The man who defends nothing controls the frame. And that frame, calm, unmoved, unaffected, is what makes others hesitate before testing you again. In the next part, we will go deeper into why defending your reputation actually trains people to attack it, and how silence reshapes hierarchy without confrontation. Stay alert. Why defending your reputation invites more attacks. There is a dangerous misunderstanding most men live with. They believe attacks stop once the truth is explained. In reality, attacks begin Once they realize, you react. Power is not tested by strength first. It is tested by provocation. Machiavelli understood this mechanism clearly. He observed that men probe before they strike. They insult lightly before they attack openly. They whisper before they confront. Why? Because they are watching one thing only. Do you move when pushed? When you defend your reputation, you answer that question for them. You say, yes, I move, I react, I care. And once that is known, you are no longer feared, you are manageable. This is how hierarchy is established in real life, not through force, through emotional leverage. The man who defends himself teaches others exactly where his pressure points are. They learn what offends him. They learn what embarrasses him. They learn what threatens his identity. And they use it again. This is why certain people seem to attract constant disrespect, rumors, and challenges. It is not bad luck. It is training. Every explanation you give conditions people to push further next time. Think of it like this. If every time someone knocks on your door, you rush out to explain yourself, they learn that knocking works. Soon, they start pounding. Silence, on the other hand, creates uncertainty, and uncertainty is terrifying to opportunists. Machiavelli wrote that men are bold when they feel safe, and cautious when consequences are unclear. Defense removes uncertainty. Silence restores it. When you do not defend yourself, several things happen simultaneously. First, the accuser loses momentum. They expected friction. They expected emotion. They expected engagement. They get nothing. Second, the audience becomes uneasy. People expect drama. When it doesn't arrive, attention shifts away from the accusation and toward the accuser. Now the question becomes, why is he pushing so hard? Third, and most important, you appear unshaken, unmoved, uninterested. That posture signals dominance at a subconscious level. Weak men scramble to protect their image. Strong men assume it will survive without them. This is why powerful men let rumors circulate. They understand a secret the insecure never learn. Reputation defended is reputation doubted. Reputation ignored is reputation assumed. There is also a deeper psychological trap in defending yourself. When you respond, you enter the other person's frame. You argue their terms. You answer their accusations. You adopt their narrative. At that moment, they are no longer reacting to you. You are reacting to them. Control has shifted. Machiavelli warned rulers never to fight battles chosen by others. A battle chosen by your enemy already lost. Most reputation attacks are not about truth. They are about dominance. The goal is not to expose you. The goal is to make you kneel verbally. Explanations are verbal kneeling. And once you kneel once, you will be expected to kneel again. This is why silence feels uncomfortable at first. Your ego screams. Your mind imagines worst-case outcomes. But powerful men train themselves to tolerate that discomfort. They understand something critical. Time favors the unmoved. While others talk, they build. While others speculate, they progress. While others defend, they ascend. And as their position strengthens, the attacks lose relevance automatically. Because when power is visible, explanation becomes unnecessary. In the next part, we will examine when silence is not enough, and how powerful men respond only when response becomes strategically unavoidable, without losing authority. Stay composed. The difference between silence and weakness. There is a critical distinction most men fail to understand. Silence is not weakness. Uncontrolled silence is. Weak men are silent because they are afraid. Powerful men are silent because they are selective. The world confuses these two, but manipulators never do. Machiavelli never advised rulers to remain silent out of passivity. He advised silence as a calculated absence of reaction. This is where many men make a fatal mistake. They hear, "Don't defend yourself," and they disappear completely. They withdraw, they shrink, they avoid eye contact, they hope the problem fades. That is not power. That is retreat. True Machiavellian silence is presence without explanation. You stay visible. You remain calm. You continue acting as if nothing is wrong. This sends a far stronger signal than any defense ever could. When a man goes quiet and disappears, people assume guilt or fear. When a man stays present, unchanged, unmoved, people assume authority. Machiavelli understood optics better than morality. He knew that people do not judge by truth first. They judge by confidence, consistency, and composure. This is why powerful men never rush to clarify misunderstandings. They allow misunderstandings to expose who is impatient, who is emotional, and who is reckless. Silence becomes a filter. Those who overreact reveal themselves as enemies. Those who wait reveal themselves as allies. Those who gossip expose their own instability. And you gain intelligence without saying a word. This is another advantage of not defending your reputation. You see who believes you without persuasion. A man who needs constant defense has no real allies. A man who stays silent discovers who stands with him naturally. Machiavelli wrote that a prince should never reveal his full intentions. Why? Because mystery forces others to reveal theirs. When you explain yourself, you give clarity. When you stay silent, others fill the gap with their assumptions. Some will assume guilt. Some will assume strength. Some will assume danger. Only one of those benefits you. Power grows where uncertainty lives. This is why silence must be paired with discipline. Your posture must remain upright, your routine unchanged, your output consistent. You do not sulk, you do not isolate, you do not become defensive in subtle ways, because subtle defensiveness is still defensiveness. Powerful men do not whisper justifications through behavior. They let their actions speak, slowly, repeatedly, and without urgency. There is also a timing component that most men miss. Immediate defense signals panic. Delayed response signals control. Even when a response is necessary, powerful men delay. They let the emotional wave pass. They allow others to overplay their hand. They respond only when the terrain favors them. Machiavelli warned that haste belongs to those who fear losing control. Calm belongs to those who already possess it. The man who responds instantly looks cornered. The man who responds later looks calculated. And calculation terrifies aggressors because it suggests foresight, and foresight implies consequences. This is the real reason reputation attacks escalate against reactive men. The attacker senses safety. He thinks he's emotional, he'll over-explain, he'll defend, he'll crack. But when nothing comes, no rage, no explanation, no collapse, the attacker feels exposed. Now he wonders, did I misjudge him? Does he know something I don't? Am I making a mistake? That hesitation is the shift of power. Silence is not about saying nothing forever. It is about not speaking until speech serves dominance. In the next part, we will break down when powerful men finally speak, what they say, and why a single sentence can end months of attacks instantly. Until then, remember this: a reputation protected by force is fragile. A reputation protected by composure becomes untouchable. When powerful men finally speak, and why one sentence is enough. There is a moment when silence stops being strategy and starts becoming waste. Powerful men understand this moment instinctively. They do not remain silent forever. They speak once and end the war. The mistake average men make is believing silence means passivity. The truth is more dangerous. Silence is preparation. While others talk, justify, gossip, and speculate, the powerful man observes. He measures who is loyal, who is reckless, who is positioning themselves. By the time he speaks, the battlefield is already mapped. Machiavelli warned against fighting every insult because constant defense lowers stature. But he also warned against allowing disorder to spread unchecked. This is the balance. Powerful men speak only when speech creates finality, not clarity, not fairness. Finality. Their words are not emotional reactions. They are verdicts. This is why one sentence from a powerful man carries more weight than 10 explanations from a weak one, because his silence has already raised the stakes. By the time he speaks, people are listening, not out of curiosity, but out of anxiety. Here is the critical insight most men miss. The power of speech is determined by how long you could have spoken, but didn't. Every day you remain composed under pressure compounds authority. When you finally break silence, it signals urgency, not panic, but intent. Machiavelli understood that rulers should let disorder reveal itself before correcting it. Why? Because premature correction hides the source of rot. If you defend yourself too early, you stop others from exposing themselves. If you wait, they overextend. They exaggerate. They contradict themselves. They recruit allies too aggressively. And once they've done that, one calm statement is enough to collapse the entire structure. What does that statement look like? It is not emotional. It is not defensive. It is not explanatory. It is detached and definitive. Examples in principle, not words. Naming behavior without emotion. Setting a boundary without justification. Stating consequence without threat. No insults, no backstory, no appeals to fairness. Because explanations invite debate, declarations end it. Machiavelli advised princes to act in ways that leave no ambiguity about authority. This applies directly to reputation. If you must speak, you do so in a way that signals confidence, removes future access, establishes consequence. Not revenge, containment. This is where weak men collapse again. They speak emotionally because they waited too long while boiling inside. That destroys everything silence built. True control requires emotional neutrality until the end. Powerful men do not speak to vent. They speak to close doors. And once closed, those doors stay closed. Another crucial element: audience. Powerful men rarely address accusations privately when reputation is at stake. Why? Because reputation lives socially, not emotionally. A private defense protects feelings. A public boundary protects power. Machiavelli wrote that appearances matter more than intentions. If the attack was public, the response must be public. Calm, brief, unarguable. No speeches, no counterattacks, no personal details. Just position. And once the position is stated, the powerful man returns to silence. He does not linger. He does not argue. He does not respond to follow-ups. This leaves the attacker stranded. They expected a fight. They received a wall. Now they look obsessed, reactive, small. This is how reputations are not defended, but reframed. The powerful man does not prove innocence. He proves irrelevance. He treats the attack as beneath prolonged engagement, and the world follows his lead. Because humans take cues from those who appear in control. If you act as if something matters deeply, others assume it does. If you treat it as trivial, others follow. This is why Machiavellian power feels unfair. It does not operate on moral logic. It operates on perception and consequence. Silence builds authority. Speech delivers outcome. In the next part, we will expose why defending your reputation emotionally teaches others to attack you again, and how silence retrains human behavior permanently. Because the goal is not to win one conflict. The goal is to make sure it never happens again. How silence reprograms human behavior permanently. Most men think silence is something you do. Powerful men understand silence is something you teach. Human beings are pattern recognition machines. They repeat what works and abandon what doesn't. When someone attacks your reputation and you defend yourself emotionally, you reward the behavior. You teach them, this gets a reaction. Reaction is currency. It does not matter if the reaction is anger, sadness, logic, or explanation. To the attacker, attention equals control. Machiavelli understood this, long before modern psychology named it conditioning. A man who reacts trains others to push him. A man who remains unmoved retrains them to stop. This is the part most people misunderstand. Silence is not about dignity. It is about behavior modification. When someone tries to provoke you and receives nothing, their nervous system registers loss. No stimulation, no dominance, no reward. The first time, they are confused. The second time, irritated. The third time, uncertain. After that, they hesitate. And hesitation is the beginning of respect. Powerful men let others learn this lesson the hard way. They do not warn. They do not explain boundaries in advance. They let silence do the teaching. This is why silence works better than confrontation. Confrontation energizes conflict. Silence starves it. Over time, people subconsciously categorize you differently. They stop testing you casually. They stop joking at your expense. they stop probing your reactions. Not because they fear punishment, but because the interaction feels unproductive. Machiavelli knew that men avoid situations where they gain nothing. Silence creates a psychological tax. Attacking you becomes costly. Engaging you becomes uncertain. Provoking you becomes boring. Eventually, they redirect their behavior elsewhere, toward louder targets, more reactive targets, easier targets. This is how powerful men become untouchable without threats or aggression. They are simply not profitable to engage. There is another layer to this conditioning. When you do not defend yourself, observers begin to associate calm with authority. They think, he must be confident, he must be secure, he must be above this. Your silence fills the vacuum with assumptions, and assumptions favor strength. Machiavelli warned that men judge more by appearances than by truth. Silence shapes appearance better than explanation ever could. Over time, your reputation stabilizes without effort. Not because everyone likes you, but because no one feels empowered to challenge you. That is real power. And once this pattern is established, it becomes self-reinforcing. People start defending you for you, not emotionally, instinctively, because attacking you feels inappropriate. You didn't ask for loyalty, you earned gravity. This is the moment when silence stops being an action and becomes a reputation shield. In the final part, we will address the last fear men have. What if silence costs me relationships, opportunities, or approval? And why powerful men accept that cost willingly? Because the alternative is far more expensive. The price of silence, and why powerful men pay it without hesitation. Silence is not free. It costs comfort. It costs approval. It costs the illusion of being liked. This is why most men never master it. They fear the immediate loss more than the long-term gain. When you stop reacting, some people will feel rejected. Others will feel threatened. A few will accuse you of arrogance, coldness, or guilt. Let them. Machiavelli understood a harsh truth. The desire to be liked is incompatible with authority. The moment you prioritize approval, you surrender leverage. Powerful men accept misunderstanding as a toll. They do not rush to correct narratives. They let outcomes speak instead of words. Why? Because defending your image makes you dependent on perception. Silence makes others dependent on results. Opportunities do not go to the most explained men, they go to the most composed ones. Silence filters relationships. Those who need drama will leave. Those who respect stability will stay. Those who test for weakness will move on. This is not loss, it is selection. Machiavelli advised rulers to tolerate being misunderstood if it preserved control. Clarity can be postponed. Authority cannot. The final truth is this: when you stop reacting, you stop negotiating your worth. You no longer prove. You no longer plead. You no longer chase correction. You stand. And the world adjusts, slowly, reluctantly, inevitably. Because in human nature, calm under pressure is read as power, and power does not explain itself.